Imagine a subterranean world completely deprived of sunlight. This is the Underdark, a lethal, sprawling network of deep caverns where cold stone and silence dominate. To survive, inhabitants rely on infravision, visualizing heat into a brightly colored spectrum, turning a pitch-black cave into a highly visible landscape. Take a look at this map of Menzoberranzan. This cavern houses 20,000 drow and elaborate, magically glowing castles. Because there is no sun, they track time using the central pillar marked Narbondel. At the start of a cycle, the Archmage casts a spell at this rock's base, sending a gradual, glowing heat signature up the stone that the drow can read with their infravision. The order of the city is superficial. Drow society is dictated by the Spider Queen, a deity named Loth, and she enforces a single obsessive goal: social status. In her doctrine, ambition is heavily rewarded, and feeling any compassion for your peers is treated as a fatal flaw. Drow law operates through a grim contradiction. Murder is the standard path for advancement, provided you respect the etiquette of the shadow. As long as you don't leave a single witness to file a formal accusation, the council encourages you to clear your own path. But if a survivor remains to speak your name, the punishment is total. Your entire house is systematically erased for the crime of being sloppy. Down at the bottom edge sits House Duerden. On the night Drizzt was born, his family launched an annihilation raid targeting House de Vere, a higher-ranked rival. Over on the right side, Duerden forces encircled the de Vere compound. To prevent anyone else from witnessing the slaughter and filing a formal accusation against them, the Duerden soldiers cast magical spheres of absolute darkness over the battleground, effectively erasing the combat zone from the city's view. Amidst the raid's chaos, Drizzt's older brother Dinan saw an opportunity for his own advancement. While his eldest brother Nalfane was distracted fighting the enemy, Dinan drove a sword through Nalfane's spine, instantly claiming the title of firstborn son. Back at the Duerden estate, Drizzt had just been born as the third living son of the house. In drow culture, the third-born son is strictly required to be sacrificed to the Spider Queen. But the moment Dinan murdered Nalfane, the family technically only had 2 living sons. Drizzt was instantly spared. Drizzt Duerden owes his existence to this successful act of fratricide. He survived his first night solely because his older brother was a ruthless opportunist. With House de Vere entirely wiped out and no witnesses left to complain, Matron Malice, the absolute ruler of House Duerden, successfully absorbs the rival house's assets. She is quickly summoned by Matron Bainry, the most powerful figure in the city, cementing the Duerden family as a rising political threat. Years pass and Drizzt finishes his duties as a young page. He is handed over for formal combat training to Zaknafane, the supreme weapons master of the house, and secretly Drizzt's biological father. Zaknafane quickly realizes that his son is a physical prodigy. When handed a pair of scimitars, Drizzt demonstrates a natural balance, dual-wielding the blades with an instinctual rhythm that most seasoned warriors spend centuries mastering. But as they spar, Zaknafane notices a troubling detail. When Drizzt fights, his eyes light up with genuine joy for the art of the duel. He lacks the innate malice and the urge to dominate that defines every other drow in the city. In any other world, a pure heart paired with lethal skill would make him a hero. In Menzoberranzan, it makes him a massive liability. Drizzt is completely unguarded against the psychological warfare of his own people, and especially vulnerable to the ambitions of his own mother. To force Drizzt to understand the stakes of his environment, Zaknafane turns to brutal methods. When Drizzt casually refers to Matron Malice simply as his mother, Zaknafane punches him to the floor. He physically drills into the boy that he must show absolute formal reverence to the matron, or he will be killed. Zaknafane refuses to let Drizzt maintain any childhood illusions about where he lives. He recounts the exact history of their house, detailing the unprovoked, merciless slaughter of the de Vere family on the night Drizzt was born. Then, Zaknafane reveals how Drizzt survived the sacrificial altar. He tells the boy that his older brother Dinan murdered Nalfane in cold blood just to climb one rung higher on the family ladder. Zaknafane knows that teaching Drizzt how to parry a sword is useless if the boy still trusts his family. He has to systematically dismantle Drizzt's view of the world. to prepare him for the fact that the most dangerous predators he will ever face sleep under the same roof. To finalize the lesson, Zaknafein pulls Drizzt out onto an upper balcony of their estate. Looking back at the map, down here on the lower left, another raid is actively unfolding against House Tekenduis. Drizzt is forced to watch a live execution. The spectacle is unfiltered. Drizzt watches a fleeing noble emerge onto a high window, only to be hit with a barrage of magical missiles and dropped off the balcony by summoned monsters. The violence is visceral, but the real weight comes from the people standing next to him. His sisters and family members are watching the carnage with wide smiles, openly enjoying the slaughter like it's a theatrical performance. As his family celebrates the screams from across the cavern as if they were music, the physical resemblance ends. Beneath the same dark skin and white hair, Drizzt is a moral stranger to his bloodline. When Drizzt's sister Briza notices his visible revulsion, she doesn't offer comfort. She pulls a snake-headed whip and beats him unconscious right there on the balcony to punish him for showing weakness in public. The aftermath of the beating is even more twisted. Drizzt wakes up in his bed, bleeding, to find Matron Malice standing over him. She entirely misreads the situation, assuming the blood on his clothes is from a kill he made during the night. Instead of treating his injuries, she praises his supposed violence and rewards him with a new suit of armor. Malice then corners Zaknafein in private. She issues a final, lethal ultimatum. If the weapons master continues teaching these blasphemous ideas of mercy, she will rip his heart out and sacrifice it to the Spider Queen. Drizzt calculates the cost of his own soul. Open defiance won't just end his life, it will cost Zaknafein his heart. To protect his father, he begins to forge a mask of cold-blooded obedience, burying his empathy deep enough that even his mother cannot find it. This newly forged mask is about to be tested against the harshest environment in the city. If you look at the far western edge of the cavern map, you'll see a heavily fortified enclave. This is Tir Bresh, the academy. Drizzt is being sent away for a decade of